It has been a hot minute since I've been making a video, and so for that I apologize. Context, I've been trying to figure out what's wrong with me. You may be watching this and immediately going, it seems to be a lot, but something specific to my health. And I'll say that today I'm feeling a lot better, which is why I'm on here updating and sort of yapping. I'm on the road to feeling better. I finally am getting treatment for what it was. Because last time I was on here, I had talked to my neuro-optometrist, and they had said you have binocular vision dysfunction, which led me down a whole crazy rabbit hole. But let's just say, needless to say, a pair of glasses wasn't going to fix this hot mess, okay? It turned out to be much more insidious. So I'll just come out and say, so what's the mysterious thing that I've been dealing with that's been causing, for example, headaches, head pressure, which is a different thing, eye pressure, eye dryness, dissociation, elevated heart rate, POTS-like symptoms, the elevated heart rate, dizziness, cold hands and feet, insomnia, chest tightness. It's fucking awful. Like, I've technically been dealing with that for years, but it's only gotten so bad in the past 2, and then this year I was like, okay, if I don't figure out what's going on, this is gonna kill me, for real. So I stopped everything, side projects, YouTube, game stuff, mapping, everything, and it led me down a whole list of funny inquiries to different specialists, who, by the way, okay, let's just say what it is first. I have something called UARS, Upper Airway Resistance Syndrome. Now, this is a sleep breathing disorder, similar to sleep apnea, but not quite. I have it very bad. You can think of sleep apnea obviously it's something where you choke at night, right? In your sleep, and your oxygen desaturates, and that's the danger, because you can technically die from that. With upper airway resistance syndrome, your airway doesn't fully collapse, but it collapses just enough that your brain, it's called an arousal. You're aroused, and it's not a good kind of arousal. And it turned out that I was being aroused 300 times a night. My arousal index was 50 an hour, and my RDI was 36. So that basically means I'm just getting yanked out of my sleep stages a lot. But yeah, sleep apnea is the conventional, easy, everybody knows how to diagnose that. The thing that is super annoying about UARS is that pretty much every sleep test out there, even though it is a debilitating condition, there are people out there right now who are probably diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, where they can't even get out of bed, who may have UARS, and they'll probably never even know. Why? Because I discovered that sleep tests don't test for it. They don't test for the important thing, which is something called RERAs, respiratory effort related arousals. The only way to test for it is an in-lab polysomnography sleep study, which, here's a picture of me in one. I look hot, I know, but that's not even all, because now you're relying on the sleep technicians to score it correctly. Some say they score for RERAs, and some just don't. I had 2 sleep studies done prior to all this that they don't test for RERAs. RERAs and constantly having your brain being aroused throughout all night will fuck you up in so many different ways that you'll have no idea. Thankfully, I got a clinic that was able to diagnose me and figure it out, because I had been to neurologists, cardiologists, and fucking just a couple different GPs, and they sent me down the psychiatry route for a year, trying all these different psychiatric medications, and it turns out I have a sleep breathing disorder. I immediately know that there's also someone in the comments. It's you do the sleeping in VR videos. How's that going to affect things? Interestingly, well, here's the thing. I don't know fully, but also it probably won't affect it as much as you think. Because I'll tell you this. Sleeping in Outlast VR or whatever that I've done in the past, it doesn't even hold a candle to sleep breathing disorders like UARS. Treating that is the issue. So I'm going down surgical routes. I'm looking into like jaw surgery, because the other fun thing with UARS, it exists, I guess, in people that you wouldn't think of that have sleep apnea, right? Like, I don't look like you wouldn't pick me out in a crowd and be like, dude, that guy looks like he has some fucking sleep apnea, right? Like, I'm a skinny dude, and those are some of the people that are like most affected by UARS, it turns out. Nobody knows about this, except for like 15 nerds out there. There's a really small and sad collective of people on Reddit for UARS who know about this, and there's like 7 doctors that like are into this space. It's just like unbelievable that it took me years to figure out what was wrong with me. So all that being said, I've kind of yapped a lot. I have a lot to say about this whole area. I was looking up a statistic, and it's not on my second monitor, and I'd be a better YouTuber if it was, but I was hearing something like a really large amount of the world's population probably have sleep breathing disorders. It's like, let me just look it up. Yeah, so it says like 1 billion people in the world have obstructive sleep apnea. I can't even imagine what the number of people are in the world that have upper airway resistance syndrome that aren't properly diagnosed. Like, the side effects from it are so gnarly that, like, don't take my word for it necessarily. Don't immediately go running out, be like, I need a polysomnography sleep study if you are hearing this and being like, whoa. But like, if you have like depression and anxiety, and you've been told that you have depression and anxiety, and you're sitting there and you're like, this feels physical. Like, I'm pretty chill up here, but my body, I feel awful. Like, I just feel awful. And your labs have come back. Your blood tests have come back clean. They listen to your heart. Everything's great. You know, it could be a sleep thing, and it could be UARS. Like, I can say almost 100% certainty that people have killed themselves for sure who had UARS and just never had any idea. Because it's like so slow and dark and hopeless. Because even once you start treating it, some of the treatments aren't guaranteed to work. I'm trying out a BiPAP machine, which makes me feel old. But even the success rate for that treatment is pretty undocumented, because science or the American Academy of Sleep Medicine just hasn't standardized testing enough. There's not enough studies out there for upper airway resistance syndrome recovery. They're just kind of like, good luck. So I don't know, dude. Like, I guess this is a 3-part thing where it's 1, I'm updating you guys on what I've been going through and just kind of yapping. 2, trying to raise a little awareness on this topic. And then 3, also just like SOS. Like, if you know anything about this, like, please connect with me or talk with me. Like, the Reddit's great, I guess, but like, it feels like all the information about UARS is scattered to the 4 winds in weird forums. It's like, so here's the roadmap, right? And this probably isn't interesting to any of you who are just like viewers of mine that stumble in here and are just like wanting an update. But like, for anybody who has UARS, like, here's the roadmap. Congrats, you get UARS. They're gonna assign you like a sleep doctor. If you're lucky, will assign you an auto CPAP, which probably isn't gonna work. There's a lot of reasons for that. You go and you look it up on the interwebs. You land on Reddit, and there's like 1 billion things that you've never heard of that suddenly you have to figure out. You have to get your own BiPAP machine. You have to titrate yourself. You have to learn all these weird things called EPAP and IPAP, and like what high loop gain is, and flow limitation. And you're looking at graphs that look like this. from your machine, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And you can't find anything. There's like no real information about this in a one-stop shop. You have to just search all these weird forums from all these people who have like are the damned, just like typing on the internet like, help me, trying to get information. The state of it is just really sad. If I ever get better from this, I want to like maybe like try and create like a one-stop shop knowledge resource of people's recoveries, the steps, everything in one place, because the way it's laid out right now is just embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for pretty much everybody who's in that industry. And the reason I'm embarrassed is just the American Academy of Sleep Medicine doesn't really have like a standardized scoring system. So every sleep clinic scores it differently. Some sleep doctors don't even think UARS exists. Some think it's just like a mild sleep apnea, but I'm sitting here with like very severe UARS, and I'm just looking at the whole state of this vertical slice of medicine, and it's just embarrassing, and it's a fucking joke. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I've been recording for a minute. That was a long one. Where am I at? Where do I go from here? Well, it's a bit of a process because now I have to let my nervous system heal. I'm not even sure if my RERAs, respiratory effort related arousals, are being treated right now because there's only really one way to measure that, and that's in the lab. So I'm just kind of going based off vibes and feel. And today I feel a bit better. I've had 2 days in the past month or so where I feel better, but the consistency is the problem right now. I need days in a row where I feel fine, like a normal human being. Then we're cooking. Like, it's too inconsistent and random at the moment. I'm working on titrating it, the machine. I'm looking into jaw surgery to like expand my airway. Yeah, that's kind of just where we're at. And if I start feeling a little bit more consistently better, I'm hoping to be back and like making videos and stuff at some point. Like, I don't think I would have the machine on for those videos. Like if I ever do like one of those sleeping in VR videos again. There's other like oral applications and stuff that I'll be able to use, that because like that would be fucking nuts to have a VR headset on and a CPAP machine. I mean, like I wouldn't be able to put that on YouTube. That'd be horrifying. That's kind of just where we're at. Yeah, I just really hope to be back in full force soon because I want to make content when like I'm excited and when I'm like excited by the world and like having fun. I don't want to like, it's literally been like, there's times where I've gone to just a barbecue with my family and I felt like I was literally gonna die. Not from panic attack where I'm like my body is just like feeling like it's shutting down. That's just from chronic fragmented lack of sleep. There have been good days for me lately. Now I'm just trying to get it consistent. I'm on the right track. I just need a bit more time. Thank you for whoever watched this whole thing, this whole rant. And yeah, it's just been crazy. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, wherever you are, and I'll see you guys soon.